faithful. I am here for you. You like that? Bear with me, my faithful. The Warrior Junior still lives, believe it or not, sometimes. Warrior Junior. A very, very good morning, good evening, wherever you are. It is I, the Warrior Junior, the one that's the never-ending fight that continues through honesty, though you might not make everybody happy by what you say or what you think, but you know, it's better to be honest and keep things to yourself, put shit out there, and accept the criticism. Who's it? Aristotle said, you don't want to be criticized. Don't say anything. Don't do anything. Don't be anything. Don't try anything. Aristotle. I like to stick my neck out there. I can take it. It goes with all the great success, and of course that's being sarcastic, that I've achieved in my life. Oh, what is success, right? Success is being in a power position to live life on your terms. Having the money, the women. Well, if you're gay, I guess. I don't know what the fuck, because I'm not gay, so I can't relate. But there are plenty of them in my gym, that's for sure. You know, do they bother me? That's a deep-rooted question because, you know, it bothers me because, you know, I am not of their ilk, so I'm different. That bothers me, and it bothers me that you can't meet, you know, a very difficult time. You would think meeting women, the odds would be in your favor, but it doesn't happen, so that bothers me. Like, I'm not one of those people, and I don't hate people just for who they are. I mean, you know, I don't care. It doesn't matter. But they are of a different ilk, you know. I notice that in the gym, you know. Not to say that straight people don't, you know, they're not on the phones and between sets and occupying areas in the gym. It's just a lack of education is what it is. It don't matter gay or straight, really. It's the lack of knowledge, you know. You can understand, I got 30 years of doing this. And, you know, yeah, there's people that have been working out a long time that don't know what they're doing, but I brag about my master's of science degree in it because, you know, I walk the walk, I talk the talk, you know. I mean, it's in a way I can brag, you know. You can, but you know, you get older, it really doesn't really mean anything, you know. Chai spice tea, you know how I do it. No special ingredients tonight. Sometimes no, you know, sometimes yes. Taking this, you know, not Anadrol, whatever. It's not it's over the counter, dude. It's not a fucking real steroid or anything like that. It can't be that strong if you can buy it over the counter anyway. But you know, you have to you have to supplement. You know, if you're gonna lift really and you're serious and you're older, you know, you need all the help you can get. I eat like it counts. I get a good amount of sleep. I train pretty hard. So the supplements, you know, post workout, you know, just more for like hydration. more for hydration. You know, I take like this. I forget what it is. Like it's not C4. It's made by the same company. It's like a cherry limeade. It's good. You know. And then they make these like liquid pills. You know, I'll take before as I'm walking to the gym. Like that Tribulus. Um, Same company makes it. I don't know. You know, I got it. I just don't want to plug them. You know, it's what good does that do? You know, nobody's giving me any money for anything. And that leads me to, well, I'm going to lead into the narrative, the topic in a second. But, you know, I got kind of frustrated today because, you know, I used to be a very serious chess competitor. Very serious. As far as blitz, no need to rehash my accomplishments. If you want to know what they are in chess, go back about a dozen episodes or so, listen to my thing, and you can find out. But there's these girls, they're adults, you know, they're fucking, and you know, I can't believe how many views they get. You know, they're I think they're FIDE masters, women's FIDE masters. And I just can't get over this amount of views. You know, they play against guys at 4.5 million views, millions. God, you know, like why? What? Because they're kind of cute looking, you know, something. They're kind of ditzy. I mean, it's amazing that, you know, and you know they're trying to snowball off and they're trying to roll off of Nakamura, you know, whatever. You can't touch that dude. I mean, it's like, dude was U.S. champion. You know, no offense or offense. You know, women. Come on, man. You know, like, there's some women good chess players, but there's a reason why they're in their own category. You know, they call it women's FIDE master, not FIDE master, because you know it'd be like a woman getting into a boxing in a like a you know fighting against dudes. You know, like real. They get killed. You know. Now, if you take like a woman that's like a heavyweight against a dude that's like a flyweight or something like that, who knows? I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting. I wonder if they've ever done something like that. Um, but I just began. I started to get agitated. You know, like after watching it for a while, I wrote a comment. It got me just kind of agitated because I just don't. I couldn't believe like you know, they get because they get paid for it. You know, they I mean, good for them, right? But I maybe because it was like a woman against the night. The guy was a master. He wound up winning actually. I didn't care really as much. It just kind of it started to bring up some of my you know what I went through over like 10 years or more of playing, having really nothing to show for it. It just got me agitated. You know, I didn't make any money for all my years of playing. Really, nothing. And here are these airheads, these bimbos. You know, they, just on one video, 4.5 million views. I mean, that's like who knows how many, you know, what they get? Maybe 20, 30 grand for that. Or whatever. I don't know. It just kind of, you know, and it just led to other things, me thinking about all these idiots that come up to me. I'm sorry, idiots, people telling me how good of a dancer I am. And meanwhile, you know, the videos that I've got on YouTube of me being on TV, I didn't make any money. I got nothing. I didn't get any views. I get nothing. But people come up to me and tell me how good I am. You know, I'm not. If I was that good, I'd be making money, right? Well, not necessarily. It's part of promotion, marketing, and stuff like that. There's many factors that go into this, and this leads me to my narrative topic: L.A. or Vegas. And you know, I listened to Tony Pearson, you know, great nine-time like you know bodybuilding champion, and he lived in L.A. He moved to Vegas like 20 years ago, and a lot of it was well, you know, the cost property is cheaper. It's going up there, but it was cheaper then, and you know, just I guess he was sick of LA kind of thing, and it's kind of like I think to myself, like, I it's a real tough one. Both places have their redeeming qualities, but excuse me, both places have their drawbacks, but it's all up to you. You know, like it's up to the individual. You know, like what they think. Now, here's my 2 cents on both. Why not, right? I'm going to address this. I've talked about this before, but I want to like kind of open it up a little more to how I think. My personal way of my views of why here, why there, why not here, and why not there. And when I say why not here, like I mean it like in a positive way, or it could be negative. It could be both. So let's just dump everything that's going on in my mind and dump it out there. I'll start with LA. The positives. Been out here my whole life. Can't put me anywhere that, like, I don't know where I am. Ironically, a couple of days ago, I was on MacArthur and Susan Street in Costa Mesa, and I didn't know how to get to the Irvine Hilton. So, you know, you can put me someplace, but I don't know how to get to where I need to go. But generally, you know, I can get around. You know, I'm pretty. There's a lot of shit in LA. You know, and you're centrally located, and I am centrally located. So, you know, conveniences of good markets, good nutrient dense foods, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, pavilions. Don't really care for my gym too much because of the overwhelmingly gay element there. But bar, nevertheless, I am able to focus and concentrate and go there with my purpose in mind. But there are other gyms, you know, there's other places. Easton Gym, that's like goes back to like the 30s. It used to be a real hardcore facility. It's not anymore, I guarantee you that. But okay, weather, you know, my friends are here. So grew up here, you know, everything my whole life. We'll look at the negatives in a second. Let's talk about Vegas now, and then I'll do the negatives on Vegas too. The dream of owning my own condo up there, possibly, as I work on continually repairing my credit. The different vibe of tourists go dancing, you know, they just, like, I can't describe it, you know. And I, in the last episode, talked about the magic when you're there. Maybe it fades over time. I don't know. I haven't been there long enough. There's a lot of gyms there. Always the nightlife, you know, being up, even during the summer. Like I'm up all night. I don't care. I don't give a fuck if it's 85 degrees at midnight. I wouldn't care. It's still night, you know. You're not gonna get sunburned at night. LA, the negatives. Never had a breakthrough. Never had anything as far as entertainment. Never hit it here. The dream of owning property here is a far-fetched one for somebody in my financial position. I already talked about I'm still pursuing my doctorate degree. A little over halfway. I'm actually in 2 doctorate programs. I'm over halfway in both of them. Still working out things so I can continue it. I mentioned this before, I gotta spit this out. I applied for all these jobs and everything, and there's like this private Jewish school. Probably really expensive, I'm Jewish, right? Send your kids there and stuff. And they got the nerve to $30,000 a year for a PE teacher. 30 fucking grand. This is like Beverly Hills border adjacent, right there on borderline Beverly Hills. That's what you're gonna fucking pay somebody? Fuckers, Anyway, how can you be motivated? How can you be motivated to do anything in LA when you never can afford a property? You never can afford a condo or house. You can't. This is my negative. That's part of the negative stuff. You know, the gym environment, there's another negative. It's really all that I can come up with right now off the top of my head. Now let's go to Vegas, the negative. Lack of opportunity. I don't know anybody out there. I have to be in a good area. The unknown, if I walked around, not all of it, but, that's a negative. You have to become comfortable with the area where the markets are, Jim. I got to know where I am. If I can't be approved for a mortgage on a condo out there, what am I gonna fucking rent compared to what I live here? It'd be a lot more for me there. But that's not why. I want to. Got to trade up in life, man. You got to. You got to. When you get older, you just simply don't have enough lifetime left to step down. I applied for even post office jobs. I applied for UPS. They had UPS jobs, working in their warehouse out there. It's like slave fucking labor, man. This woman, I read, she's talking. She goes to work. She leaves there. Her clothing are all soaked. It was like mule labor. I looked at it. I was like, it was in Las Vegas South, maybe near South Point. I don't know. I look at these young people. They work them they're carrying moving packages like dogs. I think to myself, why don't I just end it now? And what's the point, right? To punish the working man, to work. It used to be, you worked hard. That was the key. Now it doesn't. Working an hourly wage. You don't matter how much work hard. That don't mean jack shit. You're young. You got time. You're 50 years old. You ain't gonna make it. And I've seen these people working in the market. These old people. I don't know what the fuck they do with their lives, and I don't fucking care really. I gotta throw in the heat thing in Vegas and as a negative, but I've been there in the middle of high noon summer. Okay, yeah, it's fucked up, but I'm really really good at modifying my sleep schedule if I'm not working for anybody, and I you know I don't need to get into the specifics, but I really don't have to. So I have enough money to survive, but thrive is a different story. That's a different story. And I really thought I was going to have my own business online, drop shipping, eBay, Amazon. And I wasn't being greedy or anything. I was trying to sell a little more expensive, drop shipping a little more expensive items because I mean I'm not bullshitting you. I was selling everything from stump remover to like water purification tablets at $20, whatever. What am I making? $2 on a sale, $3, and maybe I'm making a sale or two a day. I'm making like $5 a day on that. And I try to add, I took pictures, I try, and then you see what happens. You're gonna get destroyed by other competitors on eBay and Amazon and the price fluctuation. You're you're talking. This is something for like an 8-year-old to do or something. You can't. You can't make real money doing that. They show you one clown is on YouTube saying, "Oh, I make a fortune drop shipping." Yeah, you started it when it was whatever. I don't know how these fucking people do it, and they're not going to tell you because they even if they made their money, they ain't going to help you make yours. The pie's not big enough. I'm very sorry to tell you the truth in life. Nobody wants to tell you the fucking truth. They don't want to tell you that. Oh, I want to tell you, oh, you could make money. You could make money. Dude, why would anybody give away a secret? They want it all for themselves. And if they know, they'll tell their deepest, closest friends to help them. If they, I know, I don't know anybody personally that's so flush with cash that they would help you. There is nobody, okay? There is nobody. Billionaires, look, there's billionaires a billionaire, think about this. They could walk around for the rest of their life handing out money. Just handing and endless. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. They could hand out an endless supply, literally. Just walk around, give you, and you say, here, can you give me 10,000? And maybe 3 hours later, another 10,000. They could do it, and it wouldn't phase them. Do you understand what a billion is? It's 1,000 million. Do you have any idea what that is? You have it in cash, of course. They have it locked and tied to their business and stuff. But it goes to their kids. It goes to their families. It's not about sharing ideas. It's not about helping you. Listen, the world is, and I hate. I mean, it's just so true. It is a cold, calculating place. It is a very, very cold, calculating place. And I come from really, no family. And what I mean by that is no help, like to get started in life. So it doesn't matter, like family, and it doesn't matter. They're not going to help you. They help them. They help their immediate kids. They help themselves. And that stingy Jewishness, it rubbed off on me, but it didn't rub off on me to become like that. It rubbed off on me of why I hate those people. Now, I'm not saying Jews. I'm saying because I'm Jewish. I'm proud to be Jewish. But I'm saying my family, for the most part, that was the stingy Jews that not my grandparents, but my extended family. They're fucking greedy, fucking miserly bastards. And they are to this day the ones that are alive, with a couple exceptions. They So fuck them, and it really kind of goes out to most people out there. Fuck them too, because they're not gonna. It's a cold place. It really, really is. I mean, you know, a couple decades ago, if the people, now I was never in a position, but you know, people that are like in their 80s right now, like 30 years ago, they were in, let's say, their early 80s, they were in their early 50s, or maybe even further back. And they knew they had the now they didn't know the price of the properties were really going to skyrocket and stuff. Nobody has a crystal ball, but they knew they didn't want to just pay rent. And my grandparents, they kind of had the same, you know, I don't understand why. Well, my grandfather had a gambling problem, so like, that was but nevertheless, like, you couldn't take like, you know, 50,000 and buy a fucking one house in Mount Olympus, and then gamble with everything else. But you know, your living is your domicile. Like, it's an investment, but it's like it's non-negotiable. Like, think about this. In my mind, if I go to Vegas, I'm not going there to gamble. Like, I'm going there to build a life because I can't build it out here. I have not been able to. I've tried. The bar's too high. I can't afford it. The average condominium in an affluent area of West Hollywood is like 600,000, 700,000. It's beyond the dreams of avarice for me. It really is. I met this woman. She works at the city hall. She told me, and she can't even afford to live around here. That's one example, but I'm not trying to pitch a defeatist attitude. I'm trying to pitch and relate a difficult, nearly impossible endeavor. Now, the people that come here, the people that have money, the people that have come from wealthy families, the people that have very successful jobs that they've had for a very long time, people that have hit it somehow, whatever, they made it, whatever, and they can afford to be here. They can afford to own. Good for them. How does that help me? It doesn't. Like this dopey security guard that he's in a wheelchair now. He's so. I'm not gonna mention. It was nice to talk to the guy. When he worked at night, I shouldn't belittle people that were nice to me, but he was just. He's been in this area for 40 years, or 50 years, whatever, like that, and then like 35 years ago, he was able to get in, to buy, get a condo for like 150,000 before it really started to go up. But back then, 150,000 was relatively a lot of money. So it's all relative. Everything is relative. Um, it's like, what the fuck is here, though? Like that. That's what I question. I question. It's like the people, like, the value of a place should be based on what there is. Like, who cares? Like, let's talk about Beverly Hills. Okay, you walk around those streets, whatever, Camden, Rodeo Drive, Roxbury, whatever. It's like, okay. And you go past Santa Monica Boulevard north towards Sunset, those homes are like worth, upwards, whatever, 10 million, 8 million, 5 million, whatever, on up. And you're like, for what? You know, well, and like nobody walks around there. They all drive. I remember one time I'd walk around there, and it's like you're those people they act a certain way. They all drive. And and they don't. I don't know what the fuck they do. And I know the same thing applies. They come from whatever they struck it in some form of entertainment, like or they're successful, and doctors or lawyers or they're producers or they're connected or they come from whatever trade. They're in the oil business, the family's money, whatever there's a million ways that people made millions. That's not the mystery. The thing is, it's still a relative number of few compared to everybody else. And why be there? Like, why be there unless you can be part of it? Like, there's like this park. It's like no, it's a walking path. It extends from like Doheny, Santa Monica, and Doheny to Santa Monica, Wilshire. On the north side. And there used to be like these homeless people that would hang out in that park. Various spots. And it's like, you know, literally they live in Beverly Hills, but they're homeless. What good is that? What good is that? It's safe. Well, it's safe for what? To have nothing? Why do I mention that? Because I feel like that. I don't feel like I'm sleeping outside, but compared to those people, that's what I feel like. I feel like, I can't. Now, I had when I was younger, I really had, like, I dreamed, like I thought I was going to be this and that. And it's kind of like, in a way, got a tiniest little taste of what could have been that never did, never came to fruition. It was just, you know, the Rocky Balboa syndrome is what I call it. And I'm not talking about Stallone, becoming super, well, you can relate that, but the Rocky Balboa syndrome is the ultimate pipe dream. Like thinking like you're nothing. You're not, you're, you're in the back of the ring book, like, and you get a call from fucking promoter of the world heavyweight champion that you're gonna get a shot at the title. Like you didn't even, you're in that book, but you didn't even shine. It was like it's hitting the lotto. It's hitting the lotto. You didn't have to even train. Let's look at it. They call it the Rocky Balboa syndrome. It's lotto. It's lotto. They came to him and they go, so he's gonna get that the guaranteed money for fighting for the title fight. You remember the movie he lost? I know, but that's not this round. He put up an incredible fight. He took the Paulo Creed all the way to the 16 rounds or 12 rounds, whatever. But understand the bottom line here. The bottom line is that he got the purse money. Now in Rocky 2, he had to go back to work, because for whatever reason, until he's offered a rematch. Remember, he goes, there ain't going to be no rematch. Apollo Creed said. But, I'm trying to convey the point of this delusional pipe dream. And I don't know when this is infected. I think when we're kids, we're told you can be whatever you want to be, which is completely untrue. Completely untrue. And then at some point, you're told, forget about these fucking pipe dreams, the Rocky Balboa syndrome, unless you have infected with what I was infected with, the Rocky Balboa syndrome. There's another term for it too. Well, no, I got other things that I believe that warp somebody's thinking process. Because see why I call it the Rocky Balboa syndrome also is that the delusional. This is really important. The delusional fallacy is that if you work your ass off, Rocky Balboa, then you can become whatever you want to be. That's the important point. So it's two parts. It's two parts to that equation. wind up like me, trying to chase all these dreams when you were younger and never making it. What's making it, right? I chose just about everything that you can't make anything in anyway. So it just doesn't matter. Like, I don't, when people ask me, what do you do? I just bullshit my way around the question because I'll just say whatever I want. I'm working on my doctorate. That gets people off my back. When they ask them what in, I just say education. And just, so there's the end of story. What are you going to do with it? Yeah, good luck getting it first. Was it 50% of people that started PhD program, doctorate program, they don't finish? What is it? I don't know what the percentage is that are ABD, all but dissertation. So, it's an achievement in of itself, but unfortunately, it doesn't hold much water. That's fucked up. You could become a quote unquote doctor. It's not a big deal. Hell, they graduation, they make a big deal about it because they can charge you for the special cap. It's not a cap and gown. They wear a special thing for that. They make a big deal about it. Yeah, and then big deal. Then you go out in the real world, and it's not such a big deal. Educational institutions, they're a business, so they know what's up. They know how to just advertise and try to get you to take out student loans. So they don't give a shit because that money, the size of the refund, goes to tuition. They're getting paid. That's all they fucking care about. It's and they say, well, we're requirements to let you in. Okay, fine. So they get a little picky choosy, but you know what? Schools that they make money. They pay teachers. I guess I don't know really how much professors make at the doctorate level. Depends. I don't know. Can't be all that much compared to how much they're making. I know the school that I went to Liberty University. Um, wasn't difficult for me to get in, and there's like, I'm not exaggerating, maybe 100,000 online students. 100,000 online. And you know what? I pay like $1,800 a class for an 8-week class. One student. All right? Times that, times how many are in a class, and what I pay a teacher per class. I don't fucking know. Get that nice piece of paper that you can't do fucking nothing with it. I know I've got 4 of them, leading from associates to EDS. Now working on the big doctor. What they say the average salary for somebody with a master's degree is 68,000, and they say a doctorate's 84,000. Whoa, whoa! Oh my God, extra 12,000 a year. Don't spend that all in one place. Apply for fucking jobs in Vegas. Yeah, I think I mentioned that in my negative, about Vegas. CSN, College of Southern Nevada. It was like a community college. Applied for post office jobs there. Nothing. UNLV applied for nothing. Of course, not even getting a fucking opportunity. They even have a minor league baseball team. Was it the Aviators? Applied various things there. Nothing. Like, you just. It's like what is no big deal. It's really amazing. my gym today, these morons. I mean, I'm sorry, I hate to call them that, but they are. And it's not ego. I'm not comparing. See, the problem is that you go to a gym, you go to these gyms, especially the gym I go to with all these gays in there. They all think it's about what you look like, the physical. Of course, some because that's all they can see. They don't know. I have 30 years of experience of what I know. I literally know more than anybody in there. Nobody is even close. How can they be? I spent a lifetime studying this and learning what works and what doesn't work and this and that. I'm watching people. I could watch them do exercise. I could point out exactly what they're doing wrong or what they're doing right, but mostly wrong. Everything from chatting away on the phone to what they're doing. They're just wasting time is what they're doing. I mean, I literally, if it was like about going around, if I could get paid for giving, like, helping tweak something here and there, and every time, it would be amazing. I couldn't make enough, it would be nonstop. I could do it literally, like if I could just walk around and help like each person. I could say, hey, you know what? If you modify this, if you focus looking instead of looking at the mirror, if you can focus on the exercise, there's a million. If you keep your head up, I mean, there's a million fucking things that I know. But I'm not a glorified cheerleader. I don't have good bedside manner. That's what a personal trainer is. It's a glorified cheerleader. It's good bedside manner. I don't have that. I don't have that. Bullshit. Idiots, trainers, talking about these people that are going on trips or vacation and shit like that. I go into a gym. It's like I'm going to work. Out. I'm not there to fuck around. But that's what those gays, that's what they do. During high noon, which is around 5:30 till like 7 or 8. And was in there during the worst time. And then you can just hear the noise level going up, the conversation, like they're there to meet, That's where the voice level comes, because that's when they leave. That's when it kind of empties out around 8, 9 o'clock. So the workout thing, and then around that time I could hear all the chatty Cathys going. Because that's when they're trying to hook up. You see, it's like I know the spiel, like I see it all, I don't focus on this. We can't. There's no way to tune it out. Like it's I have a pretty good gift of blankness. But it's like, I sit there and I go, why do these people do this? Why are they here? Well, most of those people are there for the wrong reasons. It's mostly superficial, and to look good for their. I mean, there's all the mirrors around. I mean, it's what I'm not. Go somewhere else. There is nowhere else. There is nowhere else. It's what Equinox, where they want like what 250 a month. That's asinine. It's retarded. And to take a bus and to go cross town to go to a gym, that you're counterproductive. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time when you're traveling too far. I got a friend. He travels. He's out. It's ridiculous to go work out. You need to get in there, an hour, 15 minutes to get the fuck out of there, and not spend more time traveling to the fucking gym than you spend in it. That's ridiculous. It's fucking retarded. Can't make any gains. You need to be able to fucking get out of there and get home and take a shower, get your recovery in, your meals in, and it's ridiculous. It's like your whole life is just There's more to life than exercise, you know? Well, it should be a lot more. How you gonna make any money? Fuck. Now, if you got all the money in the world or whatever, then you can just waste, your life lifting weights if you want. There's people that have that, you know? Some of those people are the cheapest motherfuckers of all. They got all the fucking money in the world and they got all the time to work out and they wouldn't spend, but they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it's funny, I see these cream puffs in my gym. I know they got anabolics, they got access to steroids, whatever like that. And they walk around, walking around think they're big, but they couldn't match my intensity if life depended on it. Yeah, the gear works. Fuck yeah, it works. But I know the difference between somebody that uses gear and it's backed up with solid rock muscle, and somebody that just takes gear and doesn't know how to lift. I know instantly. I can tell their intensity, like just by looking, at their face or body. I know who's real and who's not. And all those people in there are not real. They're not. And it's not because they're gay or something like that. It's just they just don't know. They they just aren't. They're not warriors. They're not like. Now you don't have to be on steroids to be an Iron Warrior. I know because I'm one of them. But you'll never be like Batista, Cena, whatever. They call him Batista 6'6", okay? 6'4", 6'5", whatever. The height you can't do nothing about. I mean, that's just. No, it's just. I try not to let that cream puff, docile, non-intense, time-wasting, new generation, on their phone mentality rub off on me. That's what it is. You notice I did not talk about sexual preference at all. I negate that. But everything else implies, just like waste of time. I call it this. I make a joke, like I go like this. You know what that is? Like lifting a real light weight, like trying to focus, on a bicep, looking in the mirror, like making sure the hair is not, it just like pussy shit. Pussy shit. And that's what that's what it is for the most part in there. And I'm not, you know, it, I am very like when I go in there, like I'm like I know it has to be done, and it's like in my mind, it's like the second I walk through that door, it's like it's go time, it's go time. Respectfully, if somebody's on a machine, I need it, I'll wait. I'll do something else, but it's go time, it's go time. Like I'm fucking, there's not time to fuck around in that place. What's the point? Like genetically, like it's hard. Like I have to work so hard to get so little. My body won't give me. Like it's just the way it is. my body will not give. Like it has to be. I have to like force it. I'm fighting against genetics. You know, those people in there. I don't know what they're like doing. I don't care. Like it's just. I just don't want it to infect me. Like that average-ish, you know, mentality. Like it's not. They're just not warriors. You know, they're not there to become the best version of themselves. I don't know what else they do in life. I don't care because nobody's ever come up to me and said, you know, one dude I used to practice dancing a lot. They got a big in my gym. They have a big aerobics room that used to be empty a lot. I go in there and I was just doing my dancing. The guy comes in, he goes, "You're an inspiration to us all." I go, "What? Great, you know, is that going to make me any money? Put me on television again or something?" Of course not. It's just, I just don't get it, you know. You know what I get is that a lot of this shit's just no big deal, you know. You know, young people, they got that Rocky Balboa syndrome. You know, maybe they do too. You know, but I can only speak for myself. I don't care. You know, what I mean, I just think about it. You know, when I think about Vegas, it gets me excited. Is that nightlife? You know, or whatever. You can go out and dance, and the tourists. You know, the women. It'll always be there. You know, it's not like this L.A. L.A. It's like this. It changed for the worse when you got these high end private nightclubs. So, you know, this bottle service. It's all you know, and then any place that's not like that, you would think like it'd be really good, you know, and they all suck. Like, you know, went to downtown a couple weeks ago. I tried this place. Look, I went to fucking Irvine, man. 50 miles away from Hollywood. 50 fucking miles. I slept all the way down there. Walked 9 miles, you know, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I made a mistake. But I got there, right? And I got there when it was really hopping. 9 o'clock, 9:15. Sucked. You know, what sucked about it? I mean, I talked about it, I think last episode, one before, but it's the same goddamn mentality. It's like this, like, but with older people, like they're just there ain't no life. There ain't no oomph. You know, there's no happiness. It ain't connecting. It ain't nothing. In Vegas, it's possible, or it used to be. I don't know. I haven't been out there in a little while. I haven't been out there in a couple of years. Even before I went there before COVID, 4 years ago. I don't remember. I had such big dreams, you know. Keep trying, keep trying. They're far fetched, man. Far fucking fetched. Anyway, with that, that's all that I have to say right now. And I don't regret anything I fucking say or do, you know that? I fucking don't. I don't give a fuck if I tell a woman that she's on a menstrual cycle or whatever. She's a bitch. And fuck her. I don't care. You shouldn't care to speak the truth, what you feel. It's not always pretty, believe me. Be bold. Be brave. Be yourself. As imperfect as it is. Don't be one of these yes man, you know, yes. I'll look that up. I haven't seen that movie, but be one of these subs that take it in the ass, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean, not be a fucking nothing, you know, that's what these people are. They're being dominated by it. You know, they're getting fucked without being screwed, you know? Getting fucked without getting laid or whatever. Hold your ground, man. I know it's not easy sometimes, but you got it. Don't be a yes man.